All right. Hello, Mr. Flowers. How are you doing today?
How's it going?
It's going all right. Okay, so it was a tough week. And my question right now is how do you think the last lesson went considering standards 4 and 5?
I think it went pretty good. We wanted to demonstrate standards 4 and 5 in the lesson. Um, I think I did pretty much that. Could have done a little bit better with standard 4. But as far as standard 4 with the content knowledge, I introduced them to the unit focus and the essential question that we're doing, which is nature and how can people help nature, and how does nature affect people, the relationship between people and nature. Um, Modeling responses and giving them explanations, um, connecting the student responses to the lesson topic. So they were given a lot of their responses, and then I was just connecting that to what we were doing in the lesson.
Okay. Can you give me specific examples like what they did in the beginning of lesson to help him with the vocabulary or to
At
take
the
them in?
beginning of the lesson, we talked about they gave some examples of injured animals of what
Hmm.
they would do if they saw an injured animal. So we connected that to the story, which was talking about injured animals and rehab.
Hmm.
So we made the real life connection with rehab. We gave them other examples of rehab. Maybe you might get in a car accident and you have to go to rehab for your knee, and then they I was just breaking down real world examples for them as part of the vocabulary. Our habitat, what our habitat is where we live at, our houses, where we go to school and stuff like that. The animal's habitat may be the woods. So when they're done with rehabilitation, the rehabilitators release them back into the woods, which is their habitat, and then we refer back to our examples. So just giving them a lot of examples and just tying the lesson to real life examples. Just I thought really showed knowledge of content. As far as the application of content, I think that was just me connecting that back to the lesson. A lot of the students were sharing their real life experiences that they've been to, and then we were applying the vocabulary in some of their responses.
Okay.
Um, like injured. So they may have said they got injured. We talked about what the word injured means and going to see somebody about that. We talked about um, the main topic and the central idea and the main topic of the story. The topic might was nature, which is our topic for the unit, and then the central idea was animals rehabbing, what to do if an animal is hurt, what you should do,
Okay.
and that kind of thing. I thought it went
So,
good.
mhm, go ahead. All right. So let me take over now. So first of all, um, that was a really good lesson from what I saw from the video. Kids knew what they're doing. They understand what they need to do in the lesson. So what I saw is when we go to standard 4, technology, I see you're getting more comfortable with technology and utilizing it in your lesson plan. I saw the slides. The kids were able to follow it through, and now, and I know that they have a worksheet that follows the slides, which makes the lesson much more organized, and kids really understood what they were doing. You were utilizing not only the slides, but also you got text to speech, which helped the kids. I know in your class, the kids, some of the kids needs help with it and really like to do it. One thing that I would say, text to speech, I would suggest is maybe you can stop so they have the time to highlight on their paper, and maybe you can have a real quick conversation if they got the point, what is the text exactly telling them, what they understand. So that is a little bit for understanding. Now, for the multiple opportunities of students to master the academic language, um, I I heard them talking about it. I know there was on the paper, but can you tell me how did they utilize the vocabulary? Did you press them to use it through the lesson? Also, I saw a
Not
couple of examples, but it wasn't really.
kind of just modeling, giving them modeling and giving them letting them use that examples in their responses.
And
So
that
that's
is okay. And the vocabulary is on your wall, yes?
yes,
So they
vocabulary is
can
written
refer
down.
back.
Yes.
Perfect. That's good. The next one, I saw you made a really good connection in the beginning. The kids had their own story about what happened, and they were really excited to start working. Now, moving forward, um, breaking down the text, it's one thing I don't want to say it, but if it's applicable, please do it if the time allows, so they can really get into the text and think about it. And the other thing is we need to work on utilizing more the aids, the people that help you out. So we will put it in the next lesson plan how we're going to utilize them, and we'll have a conversation so they can support you. I want to see them moving and talking to the children, helping them out with what they need, so they can so we can make sure they get the point and they get the work done and understand actually what they're doing. Overall, I'm seeing consistent progress in the lessons, and that was a really nice lesson. I know all of these kids. I've seen them in other classrooms. In your classroom, they're paying attention and they're doing very, very well. Do you have any questions for me?
No, I don't have any questions.
All right, so I will go ahead and put in my feedback and ratings for
Okay.
this lesson, and we'll schedule a meeting later on to discuss the next lesson plan.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you so much, sir. Have a good evening.
All right, thank you. Okay.